Hey, what's up, guys? Me, Matt Roper, Team Defiance here. Kind of wanted to go over some stuff today. When I crashed my quad and I lost the ESC on it. So I thought what we would do today is show a teardown and kind of rebuild of a Volk frame from OS Hobbies, and we are going to be replacing a little tiny 20 by 20 4-in-1 standard BL Heli S ESC that is a 25 amp 20 by 20 ESC. Thought we could talk about it for a second, look at it, see the size of it, kind of see what it's all about. This thing is tiny, for one. I did have it in the quad already, and I lost one of the ESCs on there. One of the channels went out. So today I'm going to be taking this guy, I'm going to be changing it out and putting it inside of the Volk and replacing the one that's in there. So that's what we're going to be doing today on my channel. So hope you guys check it out, and well, let's get to work. Here we are, we got the quad. All right, this thing had a couple accidents the other day when I was running it around. Ended up running it into a fence, took out one of the channels on the ESC. The prop kind of got cut down, and it made one of the channels on the ESC go bad, so now I need to replace the entire ESC. But I thought I might go ahead and show you that. And what I have is one of these Ori 4-in-1 25 amp 20 by 20 ESCs, and I wanted to show you guys, I don't know if you can see that or not, but here is a standard 30 by 30, and then that's the difference in size between it, and I'll show you guys that. So that's what I was running in it, and thought I'd change it out. The motor here, there obviously is, you know, a different motor completely. These are Cobras. This is a F60T motor. That was only for testing purposes, so I could test it out and see what the problem was, whether it was the motor or the ESC. It turned out that it was the ESC. So we will be, let me grab this real quick, putting this motor right here back on. So we're going to be reinstalling that, taking that off, taking the top plate off, going through it, and replacing that ESC. It shouldn't be all that bad, but I thought maybe you guys might want to see what I do when I change out components, how the quad's kind of put together, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get started. All right, that's been removed. We're going to go ahead and plug that and remove that. There we go. Video transmitter, antenna, top plate is now off. Set that out of the way. So now we're down to the F411 20 by 20 flight controller that I have in here. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let it kind of focus in. I've got to take that off to be able to get down to the ESC. So I'm going to start that process now. I'm going to start out by disconnecting the camera wires from the flight controller. And set it aside. All right, now that that's out of there, take a look at my flight controller. It does look like we've got 3 wires for the S bus, which is the receiver. I'm going to go ahead and take off the receiver right now. And then we'll pop that out. So I've just now removed, the flight controller has now been removed. And it is as simple as this now. So these 3 wires here are going to my XM receiver. And then we just want to go ahead and unplug this. All right, now the flight controller is out of the build, and we'll set that to the side. We're going to go ahead and unsolder and cut free from here. I'm cutting free where I had zip tied as a strain relief for the power cables. Yeah. I know. It's been a little while. It's been about 3 days, I think. I'm back now. I had some stuff going on. Anyway, I'm back. And we're going to work on the copter. So, I think we already talked about what I was doing. Got the motor over here. I'm going to be putting this guy on there. I think we already talked about all that stuff. I'm going to get back to work again and get it onto the tape. Bear with me, guys. This is one of my first working on quad videos and making sure I keep it in the frame here as we go. I mean, anytime you do a repair, it always seems like you want to get in and out as quick as you can, doing a new build, and you're more than happy to take your time, and she's the best thing ever, the best quad ever built. And then when you do a repair, you're like, get in and out as quick as you can so you can get her back onto the flight line and do some more racing. So, you know, it's one of those catch-22s. Sometimes your repairs don't go as well as your builds, or not as well, but you don't take as much time to sit there and worry about all the wiring or how it's looked or things that ran really well. Just like get it back out there, right? So. Voila. Receiver's now off. Yay. And there's the ESC that's giving me problems. So. She's now out. And see, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm just gonna kind of lift that up a little bit, work underneath it, and just trim that goop off. There we go. So I have a nice clean UFL connector there. I'm able to connect my antenna back on. So that's pretty clean. Alright, I don't know if you guys, I keep on moving around and I do apologize, but there we go. So she's now ready to go again. Unfortunately, just keep on getting deeper and deeper into these things when you decide to change out something this deep, but there we go. All right. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up for a second. Let's try and bring this back. Go ahead and uninstall this motor. And we're back. All right, guys, I'm back now. I now have the receiver mounted, new antenna on it, and it is set up and ready to be installed. So there's a new ESC, receiver's installed and ready to be put back into the quad. Quad's right there, and let's get busy now. First off, I'm going to try and flip this guy over. Negatives on that side, and go ahead and solder on the capacitor. As you guys can see, I got the capacitor resoldered on there and ready to be flipped over, put back in place. I did have to flip that upside down to be able to get that little guy soldered on there. I'm going to pop it off these standoffs and turn it over. tuck the antenna wires through between the frame. Other antenna wire to the frame. I do put my antennas on the arms for protection. I don't usually have range issues. Pull these wires out of the way for the motors so they don't get pinched in between the frame and the ESC, as I want it to seat down flat here. There we go. Come to the other side, do the same thing, pull out the motor wires, push down the ESC, and we look really, really good there. Look good there. And that's now ready to get mounted again. So, have everybody down. If you go ahead and take a look at it, but yeah, I mean, everything's kind of down and ready to be soldered up. So ESC's installed, antennas are in there, receiver's in there. Going to go ahead and install the motors now, and just the same exact order in which we started them. And I'm going to go ahead and solder those on now. finger to kind of get that where I want it. Now it's lined up pretty nice. Go back for the flex again. Flex that girl right there. And that's sitting pretty flat. If I use my, there we go. Come back in again here, and I'm going to hit the two surfaces. Wait for it. Flowing, and there we go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let you guys kind of take a look at the motors back on again. There we go. They're all soldered back on. Look pretty nice. All right. I have all 4 of those hooked up. I am going to prep this guy. XT60 connector with a couple wires on there. See, all full motors, got a tone, and they're moving. So that worked out really good. Off to the next phase of the project. You know, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So now we got flight controller back in, we got the capacitor soldered back on. Now it's time to get the flight controller back installed. It's gonna be our next step here. Should be a fairly easy process. Like I said before, it has this plug right here that is able to, you know, obviously maintain. We're just going to go ahead and plug it in. And just make sure that it seats in there. That one's seated. All right. And the plug's fully in. All right, so now got the plug installed on there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and solder on wires for the receiver. Always kind of double checking everything and looking at it, but I'll let you guys kind of take a look at what's going on there. All right. Receiver's connected. Everybody's connected. At this point, we're almost done, right? I mean, flight controller is back up and running again. Receiver's back installed. Pretty much just ready to push that down a little bit. Reinstall the camera and get it plugged in, and we should be done with the swap out of the Ori 20x20 ESC with the F411 20x20 flight controller on the Volk, the OAS Volk frame. So here we go. At this point, I'm going to kind of give it a shot here, see if everybody comes alive, and there we go. All right, so install the camera back into place right now. No. All right, there you go. The Volk, guys. 212 Volk from OAS Hobby. New ESC in it, and she is ready to go again. I will be flashing it and getting her up and going. And yeah, till next time, guys. Enjoy your flying. Enjoy building. Have fun. And see you guys out there racing. I think that's about it. Right. Maybe what I'll do one last time here before we go is I will just plug in and we'll just check and make sure we have power all the way around. So video transmitter, you guys see that? Booting up for us, and everybody's ready to go. So alright guys, till next time, I'm Team Defiance. This has been the Volk, and this was the Ori 20x20 ESC 4-in-1 25 amp ESC, and the F411 flight controller reinstall video. So alright guys, I hope you guys took a look at this. Maybe you guys saw some of my techniques. Let me know if you don't like my techniques, if you see something that's different, if you see something that helped you, if you see something that you guys thought might have been better a different way. But at any rate, I'm out of here. I'm Team Defiance signing out. Like, subscribe.